So how do you start organizing your life? You gotta start in bits and pieces, but the very first thing that you have to do is start with your life categories. You gotta define what you want to organize. But if this is your first video, hi, I'm Alaina, and this is The Organized Money, where we talk about planning life and managing money. I help you organize your life, your work, and money on paper. And in the month of December, I always do 25 videos that help you to get prepared for a brand new year. And I love to start with your life categories. Defining your life categories will help set the tone of everything you want to do and the goals that you want to set for a brand new year. So in this video, we are going to talk about the life categories that you possibly could have. And in future videos, I am going to share with you how to audit those categories and how to organize those categories for 2025. The very first category that I always organize is my time. Your time is your most important resource, and I believe everyone should be organizing it. Now, whether you are doing time blocking, you're keeping track on a calendar, you just have a list of to-dos, you need to have a way that you are managing, staying on top of your time, and make sure that you are not wasting it. One of my favorite ways to organize my time is through time blocking. So in this series, I am going to do a deep dive into time blocking, how to start the time blocking process, and what to do when you get off of your time blocking system. But this is the very first category that I organize because it basically tells me how much time I have for every other category that I have on this list. The second category is your health. If you're not managing your physical, mental, and emotional health, it is definitely going to take a toll on how you organize. Managing your stress, making sure that you take breaks, making sure that you incorporate self-care is vital to your productivity and your goal setting process. So in this series, I will also be talking about my health and energy management and how I make sure that I'm not adding too much to my to-do list so that I am maintaining my self-care. But this category, just like your time, is super vital to your system. So we will be talking about energy management, workouts, meal plans, and other things that I do for my overall self-care. The third category that I like to stay on top of and organize is my family. So managing my kids, making sure me and my husband go on date nights, making sure that we have family days is vital to our overall well-being. So I do like to stay on top of this, and I like to have marriage meetings with my husband and family meetings with our kids to see the different fun things that we would like to do together so that we don't get in a rut and we don't feel like roommates. I like to make sure that we are spending quality time talking with each other, having dinner together, doing activities together to make sure that we stay as close as possible. And the kids are also in a bunch of different activities like band and gymnastics, so I do also have to organize that as well. So this is a category that you definitely want to stay on top of, and we will be diving a little bit more in this series on how I manage my family with the use of my planner. The fourth area is my space. Now my space includes my home, my car, my office, any area that I am in basically for a long period of time. Keeping your space organized can definitely help with the energy and time management. I realized that once my space was organized, I was able to do things quicker, I was way more productive, and I felt better. So we will be diving into how to organize your space, how to keep routines so it doesn't feel like a chore every single time you need to clean. But your space organization is a vital category within your life. And don't forget about your car when we are thinking about space as well, because that is just as important as your home. My fifth life category is work. Now, whether you are working a 9-to-5 or you are a full-time entrepreneur, you need to organize your work. You need to stay on top of the different things that you have to do for work, the different areas or projects that you may have, and the things that you want to accomplish in the future. Organizing my work helped me to recognize when I needed to go back to school, get a certification, add a new system within my business. It helped me to become way more clear about what I was trying to accomplish with the work that I was creating. And organizing your work will help you to do the same. So in this series, we're going to dive into the different strategies that you could possibly use for your overall work organization. My sixth category is my money, and organizing my money is definitely definitely where I started with this overall organization process. I started the Organized Money because I wanted to organize my budget, my savings, my investments. I wanted to learn how to make more money, manage my money better. And through that process is where I realized how much my life and time impacted my money. But organizing your money is so vital to your overall well-being. Once my money was organized, it changed the decisions that I was able to make, the time that I had on my plate, the quality of life that I have, places I was able to go, and my overall peace of mind. So within this series, we are going to be talking about setting up a budget planner, how to use that budget planner in order to start a savings, debt reduction, and investment journey. But this money category usually applies to all of us, and it's definitely something that we have to stay on top of and organize. My seventh life category is my personal development. My personal development includes different things that I am learning, podcasts that I am watching, YouTube videos that I may watch, books that I am reading, courses that I will take, just anything that's going to inspire me and keep me going with the work that I am creating or with my overall life. I consider myself a lifelong learner. I like to watch documentaries and I love to read different books. I don't watch a lot of TV. I really do find more leisure in just learning different things. So it is something that I do like to organize. So I do have learning sheets within my planner, and I'm going to be sharing with you how I use them to keep up with the different books I'm reading, the podcasts I'm listening to, the YouTube videos I'm watching, and the documentaries that I may watch as well. But even if you don't consider yourself a lifelong learner, this is an area you definitely want to stay on top of and organize. It can help you with your overall mental capacity and your mental function. The eighth life category that I have is my spiritual life. Now this one may not apply to everyone, but I definitely love to organize my spiritual journey. I like to keep track of the Bible studies that I am doing, the sermons that I listen to, the faith books that I am reading, and I also like to organize devotionals. I believe organizing this area definitely helps me with my routines. It helps me to stay on top of it. It kind of makes me pay attention to how often I am reading my Bible, and it's that constant reminder that there is something bigger than my day-to-day life. And so it is a life category that I organize, and I talk about this one more in depth over on my other channel. Now, I still give some overall faith planning advice, like how I use my faith planner on this channel. But if you want more Bible studies and exactly how I use my faith planner, I will link one of those videos above so that you could check out my other channel. Either way, if you are a spiritual person, then you definitely want to organize your spiritual life. It's one of those areas that most people don't organize, but because they don't organize it, it hurts their consistency in this area. So it's definitely something that you should organize. My ninth category is my social life. So this is the time that I will spend with friends or the time that I spend traveling. I feel like this is another area that if we don't organize, it can definitely get away from us, and it can be years before we realize that we've hung out with friends or just taken a vacation. And so paying attention to this category definitely clues me in on, hey, it's time to schedule a lunch date with a friend or make a phone call, or if I haven't spoken to a friend in a while, I might decide to send a quick text. I do try to organize this area. That way I can stay on top of birthdays, anniversaries, and other moments that may be really special to my friends. This is one that we definitely have to be more intentional about, especially if you have young kids and a family, because it can be very difficult to get away and spend time with friends when you do have a young family. But I do try my best to get out at least once a month with my friends and just hang out. And that is only because I organize it. I know that if I did not organize it, it would definitely be months before I would spend time with my friends, just because sometimes it's so hard to squeeze that time in. Now, this one may be a little bit different depending on your situation. You may have a lot of time to spend with your friends, but either way, even if you have a lot of time or a little time, we still want to organize our social life so that we can make sure that we are enjoying ourselves. And my 10th category are my hobbies. hobbies. Now, I am not super good with this one. I feel like even though planning is one of my hobbies, it is also something that I do for work. So sometimes I feel really guilty when I am just planning to plan instead of planning for YouTube, but I am trying to get better with just planning for me. Just sitting down and opening up my planner just for the hobby that it used to be. But having some type of hobby is super vital to your organization system because it allows you to white space and to clear your mind, and it inspires your overall creativity in the other areas that you may have, like your work. I know that there are so many times when I am sitting down with my planner and I will get additional ideas of videos that I could possibly bring to you all, or things that I possibly could organize. And I know that I only am able to get into that creative space because I am currently working on a hobby. So whether it is planning like me, or it's gardening, or you like to golf, whatever the case may be, you just want to stay on top of that hobby. And the best way to stay on top of that hobby is to organize it. So when it comes to my hobbies, I just usually like to set a block of time every single week where I am just doing that hobby. So for me, it's usually on Sundays. Sunday afternoons are more of my rest day. That means that I am not cleaning. I am also not doing any work. It is after church and I'm usually resting and just planning. And on Sundays when I am planning, it is considered my hobby time. It is just going to be me with my planner and my stickers so that I could just have a little bit of relaxation and a little time to myself. So if you do have a hobby, think about your entire week. Is there a little bit of time, an hour, that you could set aside for that hobby? And if you don't have a hobby, start thinking about what your hobby could possibly be for 2025. You definitely want to add it into your life organization system. So guys, those are the 10 life categories that I have. And like I have been saying throughout this video, we are going to do deeper dives into each one of these categories. I am going to be sharing with you different videos throughout this series on how I organize every single one of these, how I audit each one of them, and how I make sure that I am making each one of them a priority in my life. I am so excited for another Vlogmas, another series of 25 videos. So make sure that you subscribe and turn on that notification bell so that you can see tomorrow's video. And until then, keep organizing your life so that you can achieve your dreams. Bye guys.